It's too late. All right. Yeah, something just happened. They got a lot of metaphysical. So I think that's why the alert's coming in. All day, I was just with the thing, national security thing. Uh, okay, so it's a general alert, probably. It focused around Secret Service and Trump. And, I was going to send out a general alert earlier, and I didn't before that thing came in. Uh, it's just, again, the idea of blindness. They're willing, they're willing conditions beneficial to them and detrimental to us. So something just happened in my life, and they just overcame something, a protection. Right? And not such a big deal because, again, I received a cue a couple days ago how it was probably going to work, but I was trying to fix it, and I still couldn't, even knowing I was to do it a certain way. Right. So essentially, what we're looking at is, uh, again, increased vigilance, but I guess we're probably under a high level of vigilance anyway. Right. You can heal it. Let's heal that. You have to heal counterproductive things occurring, counterproductive, counterintuitive, again, counterintuitive, counterproductive. All that stuff is being willed, and they have some metaphysical way. The Trump people have to be careful because what they were doing before was beneficial to them because they weren't in the government. So some of your people may be willing against something, and again, it's close enough to the Trump presidency to kind of go almost. I wouldn't say go quiet, but just how a submarine does that. What a submarine do some submarine duty. Dive, dive, and then what do they call that when they run silent? I guess running silent. Everybody has to because you you have a lot of like all that conflict over the years. It comes out in things like people having bad credit, bankruptcies, inflation. So what you need everybody to relax and not be all hyped up. It did come up that the Butler thing was a witchcraft thing. So it was a fog descended over the Secret Service detail. No matter again, I've seen it in government where you're understaffed and nothing's nothing and everything works because the metaphysics are there. So the political cursing of another. Again, I don't curse you directly. I've never cursed anybody directly. I don't think. And right. So I just give it to God. It's kind of a show, but it's real, I guess. Hashem has me do it for whatever reason. Oh, that's right. Hashem reminded me. The system requires me to do that, or I'll have to fight for my heterosexuality. Hashem has me do it. That's one of the problems. I'm not an aggressive person, and then again, that's how weird the world is. Oh, he must be gay. He's not aggressive. Right. He doesn't think women should be barefoot and pregnant. He's probably gay. I mean, that's what they do. And they do that with a spell. Right. Again, that's what's really going on. And again, the young people, they're just stuck in it. Right. So, needs a lot of things need to be healed. They're trying to fear me of a couple things. I'm trying to just crush them. I believe I was drugged. It was weird for about a week, but when I kind of got like the thing that's going on right now, they could drug something I should have put somewhere so they couldn't. But oh well. Again, that's part of the spycraft part of it, or counter spycraft. and they defeated it. That's the biggest problem. So again, the metaphysics coming against the United States, coming against the next administration, and this administration are up. Now, what's his name? Guy that's running Ukraine. Zelensky. That's very interesting what he just said. I don't know what Putin's going to do. I would say that Putin would never give back any territory he has. I don't know what they would do about pulling out of Russia. I don't think he would. I mean, yeah, maybe I'm wrong, but but it's an interesting concept. But then again, anytime there's another conflict, NATO would be fully engaged. I mean, peacekeepers is the other option, which may actually be a better option. And again, I'm not saying United States peacekeepers or anything like that. Whatever the agreement is, there's some people like from Guam that do like every peace. I mean, the Guam military is it's not Guam. Is it Guam or is it Samoa? I guess Guam. I think they have like 3 battalions or 4 battalions of infantry, and they essentially. I missed my turn. But they essentially rotate. 1 battalion, I think, stays on peacekeeping duty, or at least used to. So I mean, nobody has anything. I guess it's maybe actually that's not Guam, is it? It's Fiji, right? The Fijians. Now the Fijians are not necessarily Russians' pick, but they would be more of a neutral um, entity. You could even possibly use some Belarusians if you want to balance it. So, right. So again, it's not this idea where we're going to use um, people that aren't approved. Right? And again, the best way to probably do that is maybe have um, each side of the thing pick a couple nations that agree to peacekeepers. Well, I think Zelensky is at the point agreeing that they do need to step away. I mean, I mean, I don't think any land on this planet is worth even one life, but it was kind of the concept that again I reversed because I saw the vision of a future of the war and felt it, and I'm like, no, right? Again, I did a lot of spiritual work to help it forward, and at a certain point, I just opened up and I was like, nope, not going to back this one, because I knew that this would occur. Pulling people out of the street, people dying everywhere, civilians, children, right? Kind of an insanity when it gets to that level. And I think Kellogg agrees to a certain level that the participants are in over their heads at this point. Again, we were too. I mean, Afghanistan just wasn't working, and then something came along that worked, and then we drummed that person out of the military. I mean, anybody in the military can tell you somebody similar again. Maybe that was the piece de resistance, but of that kind of thing, and they just did like desk duty for 6 months, right? And especially somebody that's that valuable. So somebody wanted that to happen to him anyway. And again, the war was full of a lot of jealous people taking people out and taking credit for what they do. And of course, they did that to me for the last 25 years or so, maybe a little longer. I mean, I never cared. I would make people look good all the time in the military, like platoon sergeants and squad leaders and stuff like that. And I was actually doing their work or their level work. I made them look good. Like you could just stand there and I'd make you look good. Make it look like you were leading me around. And I wasn't talking about metaphysical, but I'm sure it's metaphysical also. All right, I got to get over here and get some parking spots. It's getting a little crazy here, a little crazy. Black Friday, metaphysics. Yeah, parking lot itself is crazy. All that residual. All that residual, I'm going to beat you up and get my television. But the voice last night told me it was mine. Thank you, man. Well, again, they're pretty much in over their head, and again, I think they'll agree. But what's the answer? How do you get out of it? Right. Well, if I was up higher, I could do some prayer work for all of it, and it might just fall into place. But you keep letting these people take me down, and I do believe something was tainting. It just has that vibe to it, timing and everything. I didn't see this cycle before. I saw it this time. So again, it's not something I realized before that when I plan for medical, I get sicker when I plan for medical, and it's a spycraft uh, psychological block that they're putting in. It's like all of a sudden you're in pain when you schedule doctors.